All right, we are live. I am attorney Vince Davis, and this is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts this evening, Miss Georgette Truan. How are you, Miss G?
I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. Your hair is all did up today, no hat.
No hat today.
And we have Mr. Darren Guy coming to us all the way from the great state of Maine.
How are we doing tonight, Mr.
Darren,
D?
how are you?
I'm good, Mr. D. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm having problems hearing you, Darren. And we have a very special guest. I see Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda, how are you? All right, Miss Brenda has frozen. Nothing like technology. Hey, Miss
I'm
Brenda, are
doing
you
well,
there?
thank you.
Okay. We have you're freezing and your audio's a little shaky. Did you know that?
Mm,
You do know that. Okay.
I was hoping not. I was I was hoping not.
Are you using like high-speed internet?
Regular, I think.
Okay. What state are you coming from, Miss Brenda?
I'm from Riverside, California.
Okay, so you're close geographically.
But so far away by the technology.
So, Miss Brenda, what's going on with CPS in Riverside?
Oh, where do I start? Um,
Did
can
you
you
have
hear
any
me good?
questions for me?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, and um, as of right now, I have two daughters in their care. One of them is in the hospital as of last night. She they had her. She they said she AWOL'd and she ran away. And she came back home, and the social worker called the police, and the police came and picked them up because she ran away with a friend of hers from the same home.
Hey,
And
Miss
my
Brenda,
daughter stayed the weekend with.
Miss Brenda,
Mhm.
you're going in and out on the stream. You have a kind of weak internet connection. I'm going to put you in the green room
Oh,
and have you and our producer, Miss Grace, work on that. So stand by. Miss Grace, help her out,
oh,
please. Give her a
oh,
call and see if you can help her out. Miss G, I have to tell you something. Your internet speed connection and your picture are so clear, very, very clear. So is yours, Mr. Darren.
They almost
Oh,
look fake, right?
almost, yeah.
It's getting to that point where everything's almost like, wait, that's way too real. It looks way too crisp and clear. I think someone's
Right.
drawing that. You
Wait,
know?
here. I, I think Brenda is back. Let me see.
All right.
Brenda, are you there? No. Okay. Grace, I don't know if you can hear me, but please call Brenda. You know, I'm getting a reverb from one of you guys,
I'll mute. Let's
and
see
that
this
means
thing.
you have the show on another device. No? Okay. All
I
right.
was mute. I muted, so I'm muting. Let's see if it's me. I don't think so because nothing's on, but I'll mute out.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, it might be you, Darren.
All right. Maybe it's these speakers. Try that.
Miss G, how have you been doing?
Good.
See, now we're getting Miss G reverbing.
Yeah, I heard Miss G reverbed.
Good.
Yeah,
It's
now you
Darren.
did. Yeah, now you didn't reverb, and Darren is on mute.
Yep.
So, anything interesting happening in the world of CPS and CPS victims? Any
Yes.
questions you want to ask me?
Yes. I've gotten a couple of calls from people who are watching my shows, and one of them, um, I tried to talk some sense into her. There's the case just opened, and she doesn't think, her and her husband don't think that they need the attorney because I send her an agreement, you know.
Okay. Well, that you know what? Don't
But wait,
even sweat
let
it.
me finish.
Don't
I know,
sweat it.
I know,
They'll, you know.
but wait, let me educate people. The social worker told her husband that he doesn't need to hire an attorney. So the husband said, "Hey, can I hire an attorney?" Then the social worker said, "No, you don't need one. We're going to close the case." So I told him, I said, "This is just a strategy that they use to get you distracted enough so you're not prepared." I said, "Your retainer right now is very low." And I said, once it becomes an open CPS case, it's going to get higher because now you damaged your case because you keep talking to them and you think they're your friends. And he said, "Well, the allegation was not against me or my wife, it was my father, his father, that is." And I told him it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So he said, "Well, they can't do that because my ex-wife and I have 50-50 custody, et cetera, et cetera." And I said, "But they're higher than family court. So it doesn't matter what you have in family court because a juvenile judge can take away your custody." So he thinks that I'm not giving him the right information. So I told him to watch the show tonight, and him and his wife, and his ex-wife, that is, and for you to kind of talk to them as, why is it important to make sure the children are not removed from the home?
Why is it important? I mean,
Why should it be
is that
important to
really
get
a
an
question I
attorney?
have to
I'm
answer?
sorry, I'm sorry. I meant, why is it important for them to get an attorney so the children are not removed from the home?
You know, I always give this example. Social worker comes in your house,
Hmm.
goes to that back bedroom in your back closet, finds the secret hiding place where you keep 10 million in cash. She picks up the 10 million and walks out the door. What are you going to do?
Go after her.
No, you're going to call Johnny Cochran if you're still alive.
Well, I meant get an attorney and go after her, right?
For whatever reason, people don't believe that they should have the legal help when their children are being jeopardized. Now, having been doing this over 30 years, I've grown very weary trying to convince people that they need lawyers. And, if they don't want a lawyer, God bless them. If they don't want a lawyer. Soon enough, they'll realize, oh my, I made a mistake. How many times have you talked to someone who called you up and said, hey, Miss G, you were right. I needed a lawyer.
Yep, 100% of the time.
Don't you think there's such an inherent right, though, that a parent feels that they have in their kid, that, number one, the shock of, this is unbelievable, I should have my kid back? Like, do you think
Oh
that,
yeah, I do.
all that,
I do.
like, cracks in? So a parent's like, you know what, I don't even need this lawyer because this is just so crazy
Oh
to
yeah.
you.
I see that all the time.
Right.
See it all the time.
I think it's a mental instability that everybody gets when this happens. I don't think that people necessarily don't want to pay for it. I just don't think that they believe that this is really happening and that this is wrong.
I agree. They think this is America
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like this doesn't happen. I think I'm still getting
It's Darren. It's
a
Darren.
reverb.
It's
And
Darren.
Darren, your volume is very low as well. Hey, look, I think I have
So
Brenda back.
weird. That's
Brenda.
really weird.
Yes, I'm here. Is it better?
100 times better.
I'm
So
outside, but
okay. Well, you got good internet connection, whatever you're doing. So, what's going on in Riverside?
okay. So as of right now, I guess I'm at the end of my case. They want to terminate my rights on the 5th of next month.
On the what?
on the July 5th.
Okay.
My daughter, I had two daughters, 16 and 15. Now they work together, but now they're separated because my 15-year-old started acting out. She's tired, she's fed up, and she wants to come home. And I did the services. I didn't complete the services.
You
At
did
the
or did
18
not?
No, I did not complete
Okay.
the services. I didn't complete the substance abuse and my counseling. And that was at the 18-month mark. So now they're doing that. And my 15-year-old, she's just acting out. She's already ran away twice. Well, actually 3 times. Twice she came back home. She made her way back home. And I had her over the weekend. The social worker knew about it. She called me on a Monday 3 weeks ago, and she asked if I could take my daughter back to the office. And I don't have transportation. So 20 minutes later, a Riverside PD showed up to my house. And, they didn't agree with the social worker either, but they had to. Social workers end up coming and getting my daughter back and her friend that she ran away with.
But isn't there a law, Vincent, where they cannot force like a certain age to go with them?
Right.
Kids of
And
a certain age. I was told that by actually an attorney told me that, a juvenile attorney.
right. And that's what happened yesterday. This 3 weeks ago, my daughter's been at the Lake Elsinore Child Protective Office for 3 weeks. She's been sleeping there. They've been taking her to shower, I guess, in the Marietta office. They also take her at 1:30 a.m. in the morning to Jack in the Box. But the locator that I had on her with her phone showed that it was a residential. There was no Jack in the Box.
Oh my God.
So
How old is she?
she's 15. But prior to that, they had her out in Beaumont at they called it their what did they call it? They called it their welcome center. And it was out in Beaumont at a big acre property. I mean, I don't want to say it like anything, like I don't want to offend anybody, but it reminded me of Neverland Ranch. That's what it reminded me of.
Well, hold on a
And
second. Brenda, hold on a second.
Mm.
it was just a big acre property out in the middle of Beaumont. Why would they have their welcome center way out there? And the first day, my daughter was like, "Mom, pick me up, please help me, come and pick me up."
Yep. I don't want to scare you, Brenda, but I was just talking. You heard me talk to one of our somebody on the phone, right? I don't know if you heard or not, but on Channel 5 News, they just literally announced this. In Texas, CPS fails again, as they said, and they said that Governor Abbott is ordering an investigation into the state facility. Why? They're sex trafficking children ages 11 to 17, and they're all social workers who are sex trafficking them. And 9 social workers are actually brainwashing the children to convert. I mean, to do sex change in order for them to go back to their families. So they're brainwashing the children. If you want to go back to your families, you got to obey me. You got to listen to me. So they're being sex trafficked right now. They're putting them in facilities. The same thing one of the moms said. Same thing you're saying. Listen to this damn video. Attorney Michael from New York sent it to me. So listen to this video, please. It is so crazy. Like everything I've been saying on my shows, this is the God honest truth, because I've gotten calls from minors and I couldn't talk to them, but they would tell me what's going on. the minor on in Texas. I don't know if you watched her story. She called me in the office. Joni took the call. She said she transferred the call to me. That was last year. I took the call. She said that the social worker was forcing her to become a prostitute, and she was going to put her in a hotel and everything. I spoke to that young lady. I said, "How old are you?" And she said, "Well," I said, "Baby, I can't talk to you by law." And I texted Davis. I said, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah.
Anyway, I send her. Yeah, I send her to an investigator. I don't know what happened, but before I knew it, it was a video of her everywhere recording the social worker in front of the building. She literally recorded her, video recording everything, that she wants her to be a prostitute. So that social worker was fired, obviously, because she was exposed to the max. So
Well,
they're
when I
doing sex trafficking the kids right now, all of them.
when my daughter came to my house, her and her friend, they both were her friend had her nails done like long. She's 13. She's 13. She had her nails done long. They both had fake eyelashes, like to the fullest fake on. Like, why would they have them like that?
They're conditioning them. The same thing that young lady told me. She told me they wanted her to put fake nails on. She wanted her to put eyelashes on. She told her she could stay in the motel room, paid for, and she would share the profit with her. And she said, you're not going to be in the system anymore. I mean, she literally broke it down to her. So this is real. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is on Channel 5 News, KENS 5 News. This is real talk. But the thing is, the system, they want to shut us up because the truth is coming out. The truth is finally coming out. So again, you're not crazy.
Yeah,
You're not.
everybody's looking
You're
at me
not.
like I'm crazy, and
No,
they're
no,
like, "You
you're
should
not
just
crazy.
do what they told you to do," and
No, baby, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And they do put them in. You should really watch. I'm gonna get your information from Grace, and I'm gonna text it to you. And if you have any family and friends that can help you,
well, right
get it.
now my 15-year-old, she's in the hospital. She tried to hurt herself. They have her. I called the ER last night, and the nurse, the lady that answered, she said she is a ward of the state. I cannot tell you nothing. And she hung up on me. She said to contact my worker, but though and I they're not answering me. I called the supervisor. He said he's working on my case and that he'll call me when he has a chance.
Okay, the supervisor is not working on no damn case. Court appointed attorneys are not working on no damn case. Social workers, they're literally creating destruction in families. Um, their children are old enough to decide where they want to be. I'm sure the kids were not that in that situation when they were with you.
No,
I understand parents make mistakes. I get that. But the children would still rather be with parents. Give me one social worker who had a normal life, especially in America. Give me one. Give me one that had an actual normal life where she actually had both parents who actually got along. Give me one. I want one of them just to come out because I guarantee you, social workers have issues with a parent growing up, whether it's a mom or the dad. Then they use that anger and they take it out on the parents they interact with. Meaning, if that social worker had an abusive mom, she will retaliate against mothers. If that social worker had an abusive father, she or he will retaliate against the man, that father. You understand? So the
I,
problem
I
with
heard that. I heard that.
yeah, the problem with the system is that they're hiring um, rejected individuals,
They're not even real
rejected
social
from
workers.
society, meaning they're hiring individuals that will accommodate the system in order for the system to have the money flowing in. So the state is so used to the money coming in, right? They're allowing the county to do whatever they want.
And then it's on top of my daughters. They don't even see the money anymore. Their father's deceased. and they don't even see that money no more. They said they get a $20 allowance.
Yes. So it's all a demonic strategy. I call it demonic strategy for years because it is. Only a demon would want to separate children from their family. It's
I've
all,
called them Satan's little helpers. I've
yeah,
called
there you
them
go.
that.
It's Satan's little helpers. There you go. Satan's little helpers. Why? Because anything that's for God, they're going to be against it. God is for union. God is for family. This, what they're doing right now, is all like throwing it in God's face. Everything they're doing, because they have no regards. They literally have no remorse. Anyone that is like bankrupt from themselves are not normal. They're literally demonic, demonic. What they're doing to kids. They're traumatizing kids, coerce them to be prostitutes, and completely change their whole body. And then the saddest part about all this, they medicate children, then they grow up in the system, then they become drug addicts, then they're on the street being kidnapped and drugged and killed. And it is so sad to me that they would rather see the child, 15-year-old, on the street than see the child go into the safe place she knows, which is called home, where mom is. To me, that is,
I don't understand
is
any of that. I don't understand how I could be arrested for kidnapping and then no. I just don't understand that law.
there is no law. See, the thing is, the law is suitable to demons. The law is not suitable to loving parents. These children are more safer with you than running away on the street and being sex trafficked. And this crap is real. I'm not joking. It's real.
Yeah, I'm living it.
Because I speak from, right. When I give you guys the stories, is from the little young lady that exposed that social worker. She called me, literally called me for help. And I believed her. I freaking believed her. So,
Yeah, I didn't know any of this. I'm finding out as I'm going through it, and it's like I know that everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy, and
no,
I'm
no.
just like no.
But they want you to look crazy. You know, I can see dark circles under your eye. I can see it. That means you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe today because of the show. But usually you're not like that after what they've done. So what they do is they traumatize you. Then they traumatize your children. And then they blame they blame you for the children's reactions when they strip them away from you. And that's where the drugs come in. All you need is one person to coerce another person to do something against their will. Right? Bad company makes bad company. Right? Bad company infects good company, and then they become bad company. And that's how it is in life. If you're out with the wrong people, they're going to infect you. Right? If I'm out with a drug addict, for example, and I'm their friend, do you think I'm not going to do drugs? I would, right? Because I'm now, we're connected. So what they're doing to the children, they're introducing the wrong homes for them so they can get infected enough and
That's
do,
the problem.
am I right?
That's the
Different
problem.
homes.
My daughter, see, I have two daughters. They were both in Victorville. My 15-year-old ran away. My 16-year-old is still there. She's supposed to have been removed from that home. They've got their license revoked, supposedly, because the adult son put hands on my 15-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
The adult daughter of the foster gave my daughter and the other two girls in there marijuana. My daughter was messed up on shrooms.
Yeah.
One night, they stole a bottle from the foster mother.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
both my other daughter, she's vaping. They both called me out of their mind, and I'm stuck.
Yep.
not knowing I can't do. I call the police. They
The
can't help.
police is not going to help you. I don't know why people don't call the police. The police is literally in on it with the social workers, and not. I'm not going to say all of them, okay? Because I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna say all of
there's
them.
a few. There's a few.
I actually love cops more than social workers, but they're not going to help you because the social workers have more control and power than the cops. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
the state, right? So they're not going to help you. They're not, and doctors are in on it too. Attorney Michael and I were discussing this. Hospitals now are calling CPS. Why? Because a mom took the baby to the hospital for diaper rash. First time mom. When I was a first time mom, I had my mom. She was my doctor. She was my hospital. I'm like, Mom, what is this? Oh, don't worry, it's diaper rash. Do this, do that, do that. And then everything goes away, right? But new moms nowadays took the baby to the hospital. And instead of saying it's diaper rash, the doctor says, nope, that's not diaper rash. Let's call CPS. Call CPS. You know why? Because the mother was objecting to the doctor's findings. The mother was saying, no, that's not true. That is a diaper rash. My mom told me it's a diaper rash, et cetera, et cetera. Then she was starting to argue with the doctor. Then he called CPS on her, removed the baby from her. Get it? And that's how they do it. So anyone you call of authority, badges, it doesn't matter. CPS will have the last say so. CPS will have control over them. I don't care who they are. I'm telling you the God honest truth. So if you have
I know.
family and friends that can help you get an attorney and then get your kids back and then sue them.
Well, I was kind of leaning towards the civil lawsuit now. I mean,
But I don't know. That's a question for an attorney, Davis. But
this is the second time my daughter attempted to hurt herself. My other daughter, she cut herself as well. All in the care of the courts. They said that the courts are taking care of them. I just don't know what to do. Like I can't. They're just overpowered. I don't know what to do.
I want to be president. That's what I wish I could be right now. I want to be president. I
mean, my daughters are at that age. They already said they want to come home. Now they listened to my daughters when they were upset with me when they terminated my services. And they said, my daughter said they only wanted to see me once a month. And they listened to them. They only gave me once a month 2-hour visits with them. And
how do you know your daughters? How do you know your daughters said that? How do you know your daughters said, "I want to see my mom once a month"?
I asked them. My 16-year-old right now, she's not talking to me. But it went from 1 week to don't worry, Mom. Like I'll be back when I'm 18.
Yeah.
To the next week, they're like, I don't ever want to see you.
Yeah.
You're not my mom. I never thought of you as a mom.
They're brainwashing them.
Right.
They're brainwashing them to give them what they basically. If you want Air Jordan, I'll get it for you, but you have to treat your mom a certain way.
Yeah,
that's exactly what the kids are saying. I'm telling you.
Yeah, my 15-year-old was doing the same, but I think she didn't feed into it as much. And
it's always one child. Yeah, I know.
And she's in the hospital. I mean, I don't know where. I'm assuming she's not that far from me from last time.
But let me ask you this: do you have any friends or family that can help you financially?
Oh, I tried to GoFundMe to help, and that it didn't work. I mean, I'm already like where they're gonna take away my rights.
Okay. Mr. Davis, can she sue the department right now while they still have the kids for what they're doing to the children? Or, I mean...
Okay. So I'm going to answer that question, but you're not asking me the right question.
I never do.
The answer to your question is she can sue. Anybody can sue anybody in America. The right question is, can she win a lawsuit? Right? And the answer to that question is I have no idea. I've never seen her file. I've never seen the reports, the evidence, the minute orders. So I don't know. But if you just want to know if she can sue, she can sue.
Um,
The problem with suing someone, even social workers, is that if you sue someone in our state and it's a frivolous lawsuit, you can get sued and returned or sanction money by the judge.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up losing money. So
I already lost everything that mattered.
so you want to ask, can you sue and and am I going to win? Do you think I can win? I met with someone
I don't
today.
even really want to sue for the money. I just want my kids back, and I want like lost change.
One of the biggest problems with suing someone in a federal civil rights lawsuit is you can't sue in federal court to get your children back. You could even sue the social workers in the county and win and not get your child back. That's the sad thing about it. I know of a case where the woman sued the social workers in the county and won in like a 7-week trial, I think. It was in Los Angeles County. And I watched, a great portion of the trial. And she didn't get her child back. She got money. And then she went to family law court with the jury's verdict about how she lost her child through DCFS violating her civil rights. And apparently, I wasn't there, but I'm told, apparently the family law judge didn't care. Kept the kid with the father. And mother and father kind of hated each other.
Yeah, I'm in like two situations. Like my daughters are in the state, and I have two sons with my ex who kind of started all this. They're still with him, and there were still allegations brought up of him touching my daughters, and he still has my kids, my boys. And I'm not allowed to see them.
Why aren't you allowed to see them?
They gave him full custody in the family law court.
Okay. So
It's the second time that's happened to me. I have I have 6 kids, 3 different fathers, and the first father of my two did the same thing. Whoever went into court first and said whatever is.
Brenda, let me ask you something, okay? You and I have never met, we've never talked, but why have you lost all your kids? What are they saying that you're doing?
I ask God that all the time.
But what are the allegations against you?
Drinking, mental health, drinking, drug use, mental health problem issues, or history.
Well, one of the things that you have to do is you're going to have to show a judge that you have worked out that substance abuse problem, through programs or testing, right? And if you can test clean, I mean, you can go to court and try to get the kids back. And then you also have to, get that evaluation from a psychologist to say that you don't have any mental health problems and the children should be returned. But you see, here's the thing, and I was telling Ms. G this and Darren this last week. You can come to me and tell me a story, and I'll believe you. Most of the time, I'm going to believe your story. The problem is that you are going to ask me how to get your kids back. The truth and how to get your kids back are many times different. They're not in the same world. They're not in the same universe. But a lot of people are stuck on the truth, and I get it. It's America. Darren sitting there in front of that flag. We believe that truth and justice prevail. They don't. I'm sorry to tell you that.
I mean, I just don't understand why they didn't have the burden to show proof of these
They did.
allegations, and
They
there's no proof.
okay.
I mean,
There-
the only
there-
thing that I found out was when I went into court and I was just blindsided. I didn't know. That never happened to me with
Okay.
juvenile dependency.
And
But
you know what
my
I
public
believe?
defender got me to sign my waiver of rights,
Yeah, I
and
believe you.
I didn't know. I didn't find out actually, like,
Hey,
not too
Brenda.
long ago, what it was.
Brenda, when I was in the first year of law school, one of my law professors explained something to our class, and I was horrified. And for years, I couldn't accept it. You know what the law professor told us? In our system of justice, ignorance is no excuse. For many, many years, I couldn't reconcile that in my mind because no one knows what the law is unless you go to law school and you're trained and you work in it. You know what that means? That means, by definition, the system starts out rigged against you. By definition, that's what it means, in my opinion. Because you think, and Miss G thinks, and Darren thinks, that you all know what truth and justice is. But I can guarantee you that your beliefs are not the law. Now, is there a problem with that? Yeah. But people come to me and say, how can I get my kids back? Okay, I can figure that out for you and come up with a strategy. But Mr. Davis, I was screwed 12 months ago. Nobody explained blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm an empathetic guy, but let's not talk about that because it's over. It's done with.
Yeah, I know. There's no going backwards.
Right. I have to take you where you are today. Okay. And I just, let's be fair. I mentioned something to you moments ago about what you had to do. And one of the things you said, I don't have that problem. Let's say this. I believe you. But that's not an answer to getting your kids back. You're going to have to prove to a judge that you don't have that problem.
How am I going to prove that now? They're not
I
even giving me the option.
I just told you, get in a program, start testing clean. That's how you prove it in court. Does it take time, effort, money? It certainly does. But you're asking me how to prove it. I'm telling you, and I know, you don't like that answer. But I'm not going to lie to you. If there was an easier way or better way, I'd tell you. But after being a lawyer 37 years this December and doing these cases over 30 years, there is just some things that are unfair about this system. I can figure out a strategy for you. That doesn't mean it's just in your mind or that it's fair in your mind. I'm just telling you what you need to do. Now, you as a person have to say to yourself, hey, I want to do that and try to get my kids back. Or you know what? F those guys. I'm not going to do anything. But if you do that, you're always going to be worried about what's happening to your daughter because she's not with you.
Well, I mean, then everybody, they should get everybody for neglect. Go to a birthday party on a Saturday. Go get the parents that are having a beer.
Right. And you know what? You know what the difference is between you and other parents? You got caught, they didn't.
I got caught doing what? Something illegal where I can go buy legal I can buy from the store? That you see a lot of parents walking out with their kids from the store?
The judge found allegations in 3 cases against you.
You're echoing.
The judge found allegations against you true in at least 3 cases.
Well, no,
Now
well,
they could be false,
that,
all right,
yeah, because
in reality, but legally you have to prove them. You have to prove it.
now I got to prove it because I didn't read what I was signing, right?
Right. And by the way, I've heard that many times, hundreds and hundreds of times. I've heard people tell me that some lawyer got them to sign a waiver of their rights and admit something that wasn't true.
to get their kids back.
That's all I remember is her saying, I told her I don't have a criminal. That's not a criminal background. And
Right.
she's like, we're not going to win. Sign it. We're not going to win.
Right. You know
And
what?
at that time, I didn't even know what a jurisdiction hearing was.
But hey, but you know what, Brenda? What I just told you, and it's harsh rule. Ignorance is no excuse. Now, I didn't make that rule up. I didn't, because I was horrified when I heard it, because I thought the immediate thing that I thought about where I came from in my community, nobody knew the law, and basically what I was hearing was, we're screwed. We start off under the bus. So it's water under the bridge. You know, as one of my mentors used to say, let's pick ourselves up and take a step forward. And let's do what we have to do.
You know what? If your children have a good case, I don't know, an attorney has to review the case, like Attorney Davis says, they can sue. You know that, right? They can
You know what?
actually sue the
But
department.
here's the trick. Here's the little trick, Miss G, that saves the county millions and millions of dollars.
Man, they have my kids sleeping in an office, a
The
CPS
kids,
office.
hold on, Brenda, hold on. Georgette, the kids may have a great lawsuit,
Mm.
but you know who controls whether the kids are going to bring a lawsuit right now against CPS? Is the
CPS.
yeah, CPS. So
Yeah.
they could have a great lawsuit, but nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And I told you guys this before. I actually was a witness to a very incredible thing. A minor's attorney told me that they did not believe that kids should be able to sue the county and social workers. Now, they had what I will tell you are reasons, okay? They're not reasons I agreed with or that you agree with or that Darren agrees with. But you have to understand something. We're not making the laws. We're not controlling what happens to kids. There are all types of people with all types of beliefs, systems. And I use this example all the time. I'm not saying one or the other, but 50% of the people in our presidential election believed in Trump and 50% believed in Biden.
Actually, more than 50% believed in Trump. Let me correct you.
Well, we don't want to say that because, you know, YouTube is listening.
Yeah.
Right? We don't
Yeah.
want to say a fact that's not true.
Like
But it doesn't matter. The point is, there are people all over the board, no matter what the issue is. No matter what the issue is. So here we have Brenda. She's going through something horrific with her children. And there's nothing that anybody's going to do for her. Not the social workers, not her attorney. And I'm telling her what to do. And I don't know. Do you notice any type of resistance?
Are you asking me? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm asking you, Miss G.
Oh, I'm resistance.
Did you hear her say, I'm going to go jump into a program right now and test clean to get my kids back?
But she said, okay, but didn't you say that?
Well, ask her. Ask her right now, Miss G.
Okay. Are you willing to go to a program to test clean?
Yes, and I asked them to put me in one.
And
Okay. Okay. This is tonight. This
I
is what
asked them if they could put me in a program and put me in a program like where I can have my kids with me so I can finish this out. Because the
Okay.
more and more they just distanced us,
Right.
and they're
And that's what
supposed
they're
to
going
keep
to
us
continue to
together.
do. Call
yeah, but
after
this,
the show. You call 211. 211, not 411, 211. In Southern California, it's called the info line. And you tell them you want referrals to drug substance abuse counseling and testing. You don't need the social worker. Okay.
Everybody tells me I do. Everybody tells me I have to go through my social worker.
Okay. I'm glad
who's
everyone tells you
everyone?
that. I'm glad everybody tells you that. I'm telling you, you don't
He's an
need the social worker.
attorney, Brenda.
You don't
You
you
listen
don't
to
need the social worker. Call now, get in the program tomorrow, and then you call me back and I'm going to tell you what to do to get your kids back.
actually call me. I'll send you to him. Okay, because he's busy on all week on.
L- Look what Natalia says. From 211 I got help. She says 211 is 24 hours. Okay? And look what Bridget says. You can find your own resources. You don't need the social worker.
Yeah,
Brighter Bridget says it's better that way anyway. So, Brenda, these are people that are going through what you've gone through.
yeah.
You know why I have Miss G and Darren on this show? Do you know why? Because they have gone through what you are going through. Okay? You don't have to really listen to me because I only represented people in these cases. They've actually experienced what you're experiencing. It was years went by before Miss G got her kids back and having visitation with them and weekends and stuff. Years.
I
Darren just started his journey. Now I'm telling you right now, you call 211 tonight. Apparently it's open 24 hours. And you find a program. Outpatient, inpatient, I don't know. I don't know what you need. I'm not a drug counselor. I don't, I don't do that. But I'm telling you, you get me a certificate. You get me, 4 months of clean tests. I can do something with that. I can help you and show you what to do. But I need the first step.
can't can they still take away my parental rights if I do an inpatient
Well,
program?
they can still take away your parental rights because of the time that has gone by. But I would doubt, I believe that the probabilities would be against you from losing your parental rights because your kids are so old. Like
How
who's going to adopt a 16 or a 15-year-old?
nobody.
Right.
But how long?
Right now,
How long
yeah.
have they been in the system though?
How long what?
How long have the
Since
kids been in the system?
July 2021.
Oh my.
So a few years. Couple years.
That's not long. I've seen worse.
Oh, a lot
Your
worse.
kids, your kids will come back to you. They will come back to you, and the only thing they need from you is just love. That's it. Love and understanding and
My
patience.
15-year-old's trying to come back to me, but she keeps getting stopped.
They're not going to let her. They're not going to let her.
Wow.
She'll keep running away, coming to you. They'll keep taking her back.
And
They're such
If you
demonic.
get in a program, I can help you file a 388 to get the kid back to you, especially when she's running away.
Please. I
she's
mean,
running away. Now she's in a hospital for trying to hurt herself.
I just, you know
Yeah,
what?
she's probably in a hospital hurting herself because they won't let her go home.
No, she told the social workers. I had talked with her. She said, "Mom, come pick me up." And I'm not going to leave my child out there. She already took off from the office. She was out there in the street. But by the time I found her, the sheriffs already had her in the car, and she told me that they roughed her up and that she had it on camera. But she said they roughed her up, and then when she got back to the office, she told the workers there that were watching her that she didn't feel good and she felt like she wanted to hurt herself, and no one listened. And that's what I was trying to contact her, and I couldn't. And then a family member called me and told me she was in the hospital. Then I haven't heard anything. They won't tell me nothing. That my social worker won't call me back, return my call. Nothing.
And I can't stand I can't stand. I just can't. God help me. I can't stand our system. Judicial system is horrible. I actually don't like America anymore. I regret my dad bringing us here.
I mean, it's just the way she said that. She said at the nurse, she said she's a ward of the state. I can't tell you nothing. And she hung up the phone. I had to contact my social worker.
What's their favorite famous words? They're a ward of the state. A ward of the state.
Hey, Brenda.
Mm,
Brenda, we're running out of time. I've given you one assignment.
Mm.
I want you to do that assignment, and I want you to call us back. Call Miss G.
My number doesn't show up anymore. Why? I don't understand this. I have my direct number on there.
Okay,
He's
hold on.
deceased.
Okay, hold on. Nothing like technology. There you go. Okay, Brenda, do you see that telephone number under the nose of Miss G? Yes or no?
It's under my nose.
It's very small. Yes.
Okay, but this is what I want you to do. This video will live on the internet. Okay. Will you call Miss G tonight? Okay. If you get in this system, I'm going to show you what to do. If you get into that program, doesn't have to be inpatient.
File a 388. He will help you file the 388. Okay.
I'll show you what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll show you what to do.
Okay.
But you got to do what I suggest, and you got to talk to Miss G. Okay.
Okay.
Get your kids back.
Hey, Brenda, I want to thank you for being on this evening and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me. I almost didn't make it because I was up all night just crying, and
You're going to make it. Don't worry. Okay. We are going to be here trying to help you and support you.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank
All right,
you.
Brenda. All right. We don't forget to call Miss G later tonight. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Okay. You know, it bothers me on a human level to hear stories like that.
Yep, me too.
I can only imagine what's happening to her and the loss of now apparently 6 kids.
Well, the other kids are with their dad. She's talking.
They're not with her.
I understand that, but
But she lost 6 kids. She's lost 6. She's lost 6 kids.
You know,
But not to the system.
but
Does it matter?
to her, right? Doesn't matter.
That's an interesting statement. Does it matter?
Actually, if listen, I would rather have the. Okay, I hear myself talk again. I would rather have the kids stay with. Even if they don't get along, that's fine. But better with the dad than with CPS. Don't you agree, Davis?
No. A loss is a loss.
I understand that, but CPS is, oh my God, CPS. Okay. I understand that, but.
Anyway, before we sign off this evening, do either one of you have any questions or comments for me?
No.
None for Miss G, none for Mr. Guai. Okay. You know, I was just thinking about something. We have Miss G and Mr. G. Miss G and Mr. G.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Mr. D. That's a good one, Mr. D.
Now he's not echoing. That is so
Is this
sad.
better? Is it better now?
Yes. What did you do different?
I took
No,
this
it's
mic.
not
I
better.
took
It's
this.
not better.
It's not better.
Nope.
Yeah, something's
If you have
something
any
happened.
videos on,
I have no,
empty.
nothing's on. I've even changed 3 microphones.
What about any recordings on?
Nope, nothing's different. Nothing at all. That's what I was doing. But see, if we have this little device right here, see this?
Then turn it off.
Now, this is telling me that something's recording me.
Oh, maybe turn that off.
This,
Maybe your home is bugged.
maybe so. You never can tell. Technology.
Can you turn that off and see if it's gonna work?
All right, it's
I'm curious because.
all right. This is off now.
Okay, so let me keep talking. Nope.
1, 2, 3. Darren's still going.
Still going.
All right, folks. I want to thank you both for joining me this evening. We have to go now. I have to get something to eat for dinner, and we'll see everyone tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you again, Grace. Good night, everyone.